Welcome back to Nerds in the Gym podcast. I'm Brandon.
I'm Marco.
And I'm Trent.
Yes, our first guest in 2 years.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Marco, tell him the date.
10/5/2023, and it's 80 degrees out for some reason in October. Couldn't tell you why.
It's rough this week. I don't like the heat.
I don't mind it. I love the heat. But it's kind of been a weird shock to my system. People don't like the weather talk, so we should probably get off of this.
Sorry, I was letting you guys leave it to the guys that have known each other for 20 years to only talk about the weather. All right, Marco, you going to introduce our guest?
So this is Trent. This is somebody that both Brandon and I actually work with. I have known Trent since second grade.
2007, 2008.
Yeah, it gets so hard remembering
the years. 15 years.
I graduated in 09.
We were in elementary school, and you were graduating.
This podcast wouldn't have worked 20 years ago for a number of reasons.
You would think you're Epstein or something.
All right. That's a spit take.
Yeah, but 15 years out of our 23 years of life. It's pretty crazy to think about.
Yeah, no, it is. More than half our life we have known each other.
And how many of those years did you guys listen to the Jonas Brothers together?
Solid 2 to 3, I'd say.
Just honestly. 3? You weren't there for the reunion tour? You guys
No, unfortunately not.
Not for they were at the Mohegan Sun that was nearby, and I almost went to it just because there's a Krispy Kreme at that Mohegan Sun. Never really for the Jonas Brothers, but it would have given me an excuse for Krispy Kreme donuts.
Weren't you there anyways?
No, I went there another time anyways because I was driving past to get to a Rhode Island beach.
Oh, I mean, just making conversation.
Yeah.
Which one of you was the Kevin?
The Kevin?
Kevin Jonas?
Oh. I forget, honestly, which one he is. Is he the one that's, hair. Like, more quiet?
Yeah.
Laid back? I'm probably not the Kevin.
I'm sorry, I was too old. I don't know which one's the Kevin. Trent, which is the one in the Jumanji movies?
There's
that's
Jonas
Nick.
Brother in Jumanji movies?
That's Nick.
Is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was in those. I haven't seen those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's
shockingly
Nick.
enough.
And then Joe's the one that was with the Game of Thrones
Sophie
chick,
Turner.
and they just divorced.
And now love is dead.
Pretty much, that's what the world said.
Sophie Turner's posted up at Taylor Swift's apartment in New York with the kids.
Which sounds like a movie,
right?
Which is just crazy.
Yeah.
It seems an awful lot like the plot to a Taylor Swift movie, like Valentine's Day. Were you guys old enough to see Valentine's Day?
Wait, she's in movies?
She was.
She actually was. She was in Amsterdam.
I saw a funny clip where she gets shoved to the side of the road and then ran over by a car.
Yeah,
you know the movie?
I didn't see it. And spoilers. This is
That's what she did in that movie.
Oh, okay.
This is an interesting group because we have Trent that sees every movie, me that sees some movies, and Marco that sees some movie scenes on his phone.
And when I do see the movies, I only watch the sequels.
Right, Marco
watched Top Gun on his iPhone.
Yeah, and then shit on it.
Yes.
See, that's one you got to watch.
Still can't stand Tom Cruise to this day, but
see, I didn't love Tom Cruise at first, but I've come around.
I just don't think
watching Top Gun, after watching some of the Mission Impossibles, I've definitely come around.
I just don't think
I've
he's
been
a good
Tom
human
Cruise
being
fan since day one.
You what?
What?
Oh, I just don't think he's a good human being.
The Scientology stuff is debatable.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's a movie star through and through.
Marco, if we only watched good people do things, there'd be no pro wrestling.
Well,
except for John Cena.
That's a good point.
Batista's a good person.
Most of Hollywood wouldn't exist either.
Yeah.
Batista's a good person.
I'd like to hope so, but
it's still early. He's got another 20 years for us to find the skeletons.
That's true.
I forgot. See, this is the problem, Trent, is what we do is we bounce around too much. Because we went to Tom Cruise, I get all locked and loaded, and then all of a sudden I make a comment. Marco's like a cat with a flashlight, and you just point it, and he just goes.
Yep.
What is the last new movie you've seen?
That I've seen?
He's like, when did
Indiana Jones.
When did Shrek 2 come out?
Indiana Jones is the last new movie I saw.
Before that?
Before that...
Would have been the third Star Wars movie, right?
The Batman movie. With Robert Pattinson? Patterson? Is it Pattinson or Patterson? Okay.
I find it hard to believe Marco sat through this entire movie.
Oh, that's a great movie.
You went to the theater to see it?
Yeah.
Okay. I find it hard to believe.
That is one I caught that one 3 times in theaters.
It was very well written. It was very suspenseful, so it kept you in your seat.
It was well paced.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. If you're gonna do 3 hours, you got to be paced well.
But they did it right because he was an actual detective too. So like you actually get in on like what's happening. It's not just like action scene, runs to a place, fights people. It's like no, there's like some thought and stuff going into it.
Oh no, it was great. I don't want you guys to think I didn't like the movie. I'm just shocked.
Oh,
and when they did the action, it was incredible.
Yeah, the action.
Batmobile really chase scene is peak.
Are they doing another one?
Yes, and it's coming out 2 years from like this week or last week.
A couple days ago. 2 days ago. It's coming out 2 years.
I think so it came out last year, a December release, so I think that's a good amount of time. That's
it was like a March release.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're already past the year mark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So 3 years? I mean, that's a solid length of time.
Yeah, and then the Joker movie is coming out like a year from yesterday.
Yep, I saw that as well. I saw a picture of Joaquin, like, in the rain with umbrellas.
Yep.
Looking like singing in the rain.
That Joker 2 is going to be a weird movie.
It is.
I'm not gonna see it.
Musical with Lady Gaga.
Mm-hmm. I'm out.
You're out.
I didn't like the first one. The problem.
I also was not a super big fan of the first one. I thought it was really overrated.
I hope it's
just decent, but
it would have been better if they didn't call it Joker.
Right.
If they called it anything else and made him not the Joker, it would have been like one of the craziest movies.
I hope Joker 2 is just A Star Is Born with psychopaths.
Did you see
That's a good expectation.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well,
Did you?
No, not yet. Which I say not yet because
pretty good film.
I keep telling myself like, oh, I should watch it, and then just
Gaga's got some acting chops. Cooper, great as always.
Mm-hmm.
He can sing.
He's a beast. He's a multi-threat. I'm sure he could dance.
For sure.
Well, he filmed that movie in our neck of the wood, over at Tanglewood.
Maestro.
Yeah.
At Tanglewood.
That's gotta be coming out soon.
I think so.
I think he got pushed back because of the strike. That's
probably.
I have no idea what we were just talking about.
Bradley Cooper filmed a movie in the Archers.
He should be our next indie.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if I want another indie. I feel like that's a role.
Just let him die.
Here's the thing: is
Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones.
I want him. I want it to be done. Like, I just want Harrison Ford to be the only indie. But I know that once he's gone, they're going to go for it just for money.
Not necessarily. But here's my pitch. We got Harrison Ford with us. We got Harrison Ford with us right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'm thinking. You got Indiana Jones still alive, Harrison Ford. Write 450 shorts. Use the de-aging and just give me the first 20 minutes of that new Indiana Jones movie and release one every 6 months for the rest of my life. Math doesn't check out. Trent's the math guy. So I know the math doesn't check out before I get what we call it Trent checked.
Yeah.
Trecked. Before I get Trecked with the math.
It's kind of like Shrek.
Because that's a thing.
Shrek is a thing. Wasn't Shrek the thing, getting Shrek?
Yeah. What is that? You just get slimed?
I don't know. It's like Shrek murdered you or something.
I don't know. We just lost the guy from Smash Mouth. I feel like it's a little too soon.
Rest in
to
peace.
Shrek people.
No, Indiana Jones shorts would be awesome. And I think they missed an opportunity in like the 80s and 90s.
Absolutely.
Oh, no, they definitely missed out. Specifically the 90s era, because The Last Crusade came out like end of the 80s, right?
I think it was early 90s. We looked it up.
I want to say it was 89 or 90.
I think it was 89.
So they pumped out 3 of them in like 8 years, which is crazy.
But originally their contract was structured where there was supposed to be 5 movies from the very beginning. And then...
Really?
What?
Really?
Yeah, it was supposed to be 5 total movies. After the first one was made, they signed on for 4 more movies. And then what happened is the contract changed, and they were like, just 3, that's it. And then apparently they still wanted to come through and make at least 2 more to fulfill the 5. I don't know how this stuff works. It happened that way. But 5 is a weird number for movies too. Like things usually go like if you were to.
It would have been the first of its kind besides James Bond.
Yeah.
If they did 5, because everything was always 3 max.
Well, and that's why 5 is a weird number for me. Why didn't they just do 6? Like why wouldn't the original contract have been? Let's do 5 more movies and have 2 trilogies.
Right.
So I think Rocky 5 came out 91, 92.
Mm-hmm.
So that means Indiana Jones would have beat him to the 5 movie mark.
Yeah.
Go figure. I, in my old age, have started just really like enjoying things for just existing.
Mm-hmm.
Which seems very weird because I got to this point where like the MCU was super critical and I wasn't enjoying it, and now I'm just happy they're making it.
I'm kind of in the not enjoying stage. Like some of the Disney Plus stuff has been a mist for me. I am excited for Loki tonight, though. It's Loki season 2. I think Loki.
Did it drop last night or did it drop today?
Tonight, I believe.
Okay.
Loki season 1 was one of my favorite parts of the new Phase 4.
I heard that this show leads directly into Deadpool 3.
Yeah, I hear there's going to be some like TVA shenanigans.
Yeah, which that interests me more than anything.
Like how they're bringing Deadpool in.
I wonder if he's actually going to make a full-on cameo, or if it's just going to show up in the show, or if there's just going to be something about his character that hints at him. Because because that was one thing I was wondering: are they going to do something to show Deadpool in this universe before he gets his full movie, or are they going to explain that in his?
I think it'll probably be explained in his movie. Yeah. Like the timeline shenanigans.
Honestly, they'll probably
lead up to it.
They'll probably do both because they know a lot of people aren't going to watch the show.
Well, since the strike ended, I was reading that X-Men started casting.
Yeah, they still got to cast that and Fantastic Four. There's been so many leaked casts, and I
don't even know who's writing it or who's directing it because the director
also dropped out. Yeah,
the writers keep changing too. I think.
Yeah, that's kind of normal. I thought Matthew Vaughn was going to do it at one point, but I think he just stopped.
Writers keep changing on Blade too. Not Blade 2, Blade also.
Blade as well. And I think that's the title. Blade's here too. With the number 2. Just really throwing a wrench in things.
Yeah, they keep having to start from scratch with that one.
You guys probably missed the Blade movies. Did you go back and watch the Blade movies?
I watched the first one. I haven't seen 2, or what's the third one? Trinity? I haven't seen the second and third one.
Well, 3's notoriously rough, but it's got Ryan Reynolds in it. So
I saw the first
the
one.
weird
very
first
long
incarnation of Deadpool, or was that in...
No, so that's the Wolverine Origins.
Right. Yeah.
Which is in here somewhere.
When his mouth is sealed shut.
Yeah.
And it's the weirdest design ever.
Oh, it was awful.
Yeah, it was definitely a mess.
Yeah.
I watched that movie so many
Blade 1
times
is good, though.
trying to like it.
Origins?
Wolverine Origins.
Really?
I've tried so many times because I wanted to like it.
Is that the one, too, where he survives a nuclear blast?
No, that is...
Is that the Wolverine?
That may be the Wolverine.
With the ninjas, right?
And then
I do think in that one he went to Japan. So I haven't seen Origins or the Wolverine.
The Wolverine's
I've
worth
only
a
seen
watch.
Logan,
But
which is excellent.
Origins had a great
darkest
video
of
game.
them.
Origins had a great
It
video
did,
game that
okay.
went with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Like PS3 probably.
I know. Yeah, PS3 Wii era, I think.
Yeah, that tracks.
Because I never owned the game. I played it on somebody else's Wii. That was pretty cool.
Was it your mom's way? Did she not let you play with her video games?
Yes, that's what my mom is doing when I go to bed, hacking and slashing in a Wolverine video game.
Maybe. We don't know. So, did you have to do, like, arm motions to slash?
I can't actually remember for that. No, I think it was a button smasher.
That wasn't fun.
Yeah. Even though it was on Wii, it didn't use the motion controls.
Seems like a missed opportunity.
It does, actually.
Hey.
Some games used it really well. I remember the Clone Wars
Lightsaber
duel.
That, I still have that game. I just found it the other day. That game was
I remember
good.
playing that at your house.
Did you ever have one?
I didn't.
They had the remote cover thing too that had a lightsaber built on. Do you remember that?
I don't.
They had like a little
That
remote
sounds
cover you could put it in. It was like a short lightsaber, but they had like multiple colors and stuff for it. It was pretty cool. That game was fun, but it could be cheesy too.
Rich kid problems.
I
had the lightsaber sheath to go with the Wii. I had to use sticks to play Wii.
I never had it.
Outside.
I never had it.
Oh, I thought you said you
just
had
had
it.
the game.
You looked Trent in the eyes and were like, remember this?
I saw other people with it, but it was really cool. But there was somehow I had that game, but I never got Mario Kart for the Wii. And still to this day, I'm upset with my parents never getting me that game.
That is one of the
Just
best games on the Wii.
That's like a must-have game on the Wii. If you don't have a Wii, did you even have a Wii? My parents got me. You want to know what they got me? The Biggest Loser for the Wii.
Is that real?
Did you have the board?
the steps? Oh my gosh. Just a little Mark opening that up.
I'll show you. I'll go home and grab it for you.
I just want to know, like...
With Bob Harper, Jillian Michaels on the cover, and then the stupid...
You played it. It's not even like he was mad enough not to play it, so I guess.
I did.
All right, fatties. Let's get going. Like, Marco needs to get outside more. Playing baseball for 80 hours a week wasn't enough. Let's get him The Biggest Loser.
Get outside more. You have to play a game inside.
You played inside or didn't?
The video game? The Biggest Loser video game?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to get me outside more. I have to play inside.
Well, no, it gives you exercise.
Oh, yeah.
You guys get on light? You want me to turn on the light?
Oh, no, it's fine. But we have natural light coming. When it gets dark out, we may need it.
No, I just didn't want Trent to think we sit in the dark.
Because you know it does get darker this time of year. Like, quicker.
So you guys remember, like, the $5 video game bin?
Yes.
Just the cheap. Trent, what would you say is, like, a video game you enjoyed that probably came out of there? Maybe you don't, like, realize it now.
Put me on the spot.
Okay, we'll come back. We can circle around. It's an open-ended question.
Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic for me.
That was a cheap game?
Yeah, I got it out of the bin.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because it was for the original Xbox from like 2003 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I had bought it when it was already like 5 years into Xbox 360 and it's backwards compatible.
How old were you?
Like 10.
Oh, okay.
When I got it.
I just want to make sure this wasn't like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, no.
And you're like copping out. For me, it was PlayStation 2's Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
It was like a battle royale game.
Oh, wait, I've played that game. That game's fun.
It's crazy. For $5, me and my siblings got like a lot of run.
It's actually a really good game. It's kind of like is it Super Smash Bros? Yeah.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
I want to say Skylanders.
Skylanders. What was that about?
Because I didn't get it off right when it came out. That was the one that had the little pad with the figures with all the characters, and you put them on the pad, and then they came to life in the game.
Oh, wow.
Is that still a thing?
It was a thing for quite a while. They actually came out with a lot of games. I don't know about nowadays.
I want to say Disney has a version.
Disney
because
did
I've
do
come
their own
across
version.
those.
I want to say it's called Disney Infinity.
Yes, it is.
That's the one.
Lego also did their own version called Lego Dimensions,
But
which
I-
actually had a lot of cool licensed properties. Like there was a Mission Impossible pack for
Really?
the Lego Dimensions game. Yeah.
No,
So you have a Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt Lego minifigure.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Now, speaking of Lego, they're
What's it called,
actually...
Trent? I just want to look it up.
Lego Dimensions.
Lego. Go ahead, Marco.
Speaking of Lego, they're actually doing a crossover.
We can say it.
What was it? Animal Crossing.
Crossing. Yes.
So, did you ever play Animal Crossing for the Switch?
So I read that they're doing it. I don't know what Animal Crossing is.
Okay, because that was a huge game on the Switch when it first came out. What is
One of-
Animal Crossing?
One of the best selling games on the Switch. It's honestly like a village simulator kind of thing, like slice of life sort of style. You basically build a village, and like it's fully customizable. You can customize the houses that you place. You can customize the interior design.
So is it like The Sims, in a way?
I'd say it's comparable to The Sims.
Okay.
Honestly, I haven't played them.
So there's an online
I'm
component
just
to it,
familiar.
though.
There is
So you play with other people.
in the Switch. You can visit friends' islands. So basically, you build your own island, and you can visit other people's islands. And basically, yeah, you work towards building your village and getting the animals to live in your village.
That's interesting. So is it still active, you think?
Yeah, New Horizons actually the new one on the Switch. That came out in 2020 or 2021. Sold really well. One of the best selling Switch games.
So you know what's funny is because this is a fun time for you guys because now the nostalgia plays are coming in for things that are just for you. Like I'll never go, oh sweet Animal Crossing, but you guys, it's at this point. So like there's a bunch of different ones that come across like when they redo Power Rangers for me.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the helmets behind you, where they're just like, why would I not want a replica helmet full size?
That's true.
That's just going to sit there for eternity.
Is that going to be my Mandalorian?
No,
experience?
That's going to be someone else's Mandalorian. That's probably 10.
Gosh. I don't even know what mine's going to be.
Animal Crossing.
That's
it. That's all you got.
When Anakin showed up in Ahsoka.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Like Anakin showing up in Ahsoka.
Trent, are you watching Ahsoka?
So
or
I have not even watched the first episode.
Are you okay with spoilers or no?
I am okay with spoilers because I kind of was already spoiled by Twitter, and I know the general direction of the story.
The second Ahsoka and they get Hayden Christensen involved, they could have done anything they wanted. That's all. If Star Wars never does anything again, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's come full circle. We're good. I'm just like, they gave me Episode 3, Anakin Skywalker,
Yep.
in ghost form.
Not even just in ghost form, in physical form, like actual physical form too. We saw him.
You think so?
Well,
And
his
in the
ghost,
world between
his
worlds,
ghost took a physical form.
Yeah.
Or I guess in the world.
when him and Ahsoka had the lightsaber duel.
Seems like she was fighting a ghost to me.
But he doesn't have the blue hue around him.
Are you sure? He had like a white hue.
Yeah,
He was pretty shiny.
And I
Shiny
can't tell
and
between
smooth.
hue and de-aging at this point.
Right.
There's like a weird thing to cross, because also Robert Downey Jr. in Civil War had a hue.
But it's also hard to tell because the world between worlds is just completely black with a little bit of those like white lines and stuff running through. So I'm not sure if it's them trying to simulate the light bouncing off of him either. I think it's a combination of the de-aging with the light. You can turn that on.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marco. You have an idea?
Watch, it's going to light my face up when that.
No,
light
no,
hits.
just say you have an idea.
I have an idea.
Sorry, cheap. That's cheap. That's for
You
that's for,
got me.
That's for our friends in the Netherlands. So I mean, we don't have to go into a deep dive of Ahsoka and ruin it completely for Trent. I just the second Hayden Christensen shows up.
Oh yeah.
Is there any potential he actually acts in anything non-Star Wars related?
Oh, he's acted in things. It's just he doesn't.
Yeah, what?
No, I mean now. Does he
now?
get to redeem himself? I'm not talking about the Jumper movie with a watch.
Wasn't he in Little Italy or something with Emma Roberts?
Maybe I'm not familiar with
He's saying a bunch of things that are words, Trent, but I don't think any of them line up.
But hold on.
Little's a word, Italy, Little Italy, Emma Roberts.
You know what? I only know some of this stuff because people were shitting on us in the comments when talking about him because we said, what is he even in? He's not in anything anymore. They're like, well, he was in this, and that.
Awake, Jumper, Taker.
So,
Was Trent in the comment section?
No,
Let's see. He was in Factory Girl, Awake, Virgin Territory, Jumper.
Well, Virgin Territory, I'm pretty sure, is an adult film he had to do when he was losing his house.
Oh, okay. New York, I Love
That
You.
is a joke.
heard any of this.
He was in 3 movies in 2010, then took a 4-year hiatus.
Hiatus or forced retirement? And again, I don't know why. Again, I don't know why I'm coming at him. I just want to know if he's getting a second chance.
He does deserve it.
Yeah, see, he was in Little Italy, and he basically hasn't been in a movie since The Rise of Skywalker as just a voice cameo.
Well, here's my problem. What is Little Italy? Are these just like Canadian short films?
It was a like rom-com.
Oof. Now I'm in.
In 2018.
Yeah, with Emma Roberts and Hayden Christensen.
Directed by Donald Petrie.
Oh, I'm going to quick read this plot real quick.
Oh, you want to read the plot quickly? That's a long plot. You want?
Oh, no. Nikki and Leo both grew up in Toronto's Little Italy neighborhood, classic, where their families were running a pizza business together. After winning a pizza competition, a feud developed between Nikki's father Sal and Leo's father Vince, which caused them to dissolve their partnership and start separate restaurants next door to each other. The pair have never told any. Oh, it's Romeo and Juliet with pizza.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm going to have so many things open because guess who's going to buy that $20 movie?
Are you actually?
Oh, you could probably.
Can you please
for
watch this
cheap.
before the next podcast we do, and then we can talk about it? Because how am I getting spoiled?
Guys, we might have to do a watch along right now.
Wait, we should see if
13% on tomatoes.
Yep. It's got terrible reviews.
Brutal.
So if you thought Star Wars drove him out of Hollywood, wait until he made this movie.
This wasn't Hollywood. This was filmed in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
This is Canadian movies, and they're too they're too polite to say if something's bad.
That's true.
Oh shoot, you guys like Legos?
Yeah.
So I started putting on Lego Masters. Sorry, you keep like.
Oh, sorry.
Don't
Is there a new
block
season?
New season started, but
Okay.
I just needed something to fall asleep to.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been sleeping.
Sorry to hear.
Dramatic pause. So I've been watching a lot of Lego Masters as I'm not sleeping. Delightful. I tried watching the first season. I hated it. I watched last season.
Still have Will Arnett?
Yes. Hilarious. Oh, it is just pure gold.
I'll have to
Does he
check
ever
that
do
out.
the
I only
Batman
watched,
voice? Oh, great.
I only watched about half of season 1. I'm gonna go back.
I think season 1 might be the problem. I think because I'm starting to try to watch season 1 again, it's not going.
You know the person that owns the Lego store here, she was on that show.
And Trent met her.
As did
We both
I.
did.
I was the one who told you about the store.
Me and Marco went there together, and I haven't.
Well, if
since.
only you could tell that story meeting her. Oh, you know, no, you didn't tell me you met her. Trent told me
I met her.
I was picking out some Lego Batman minifigures.
Mm-hmm.
And
she happened to say, "Oh, did you know I met the voice of Lego Batman?" Or she said I hung out with the voice of Lego Batman,
Mm-hmm.
and I was confused. I was like, "That's crazy! Like where?" And then I found out she was on Lego Masters.
Oh wait, I didn't tell you this before you went there.
I don't think you did.
Oh,
I only
that's
knew
a
that 'cause
classic
that was
thing for me to do.
I only knew about her doing that because that was the article.
Oh.
Yeah, she was in the
Because
paper.
she opened it right around the time her season was airing.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I hope the store is successful.
Me too. I've
I
been
should
meaning to
probably
go.
back. Yeah.
Well, it's not even just
Well,
the
I wanted to
store.
bring some stuff to potentially trade in.
It's not even the whole store either. She has like actual classes on teaching people how to do certain things with Legos, like building a ball of Legos.
Well, it's
That's
tough
cool.
to get those shapes.
Hence why she does it as a business.
Some of the things they can do is crazy.
I was going to say that some of the building techniques today are just wild.
Yeah.
One of the episodes I watched, they had to build a mini golf course, and then Will Arnett played mini golf on their golf course. So, like,
That's
the
awesome.
idea that you can take a ball, whip it at a bunch of Legos, and have it stay. Another one, they had a mechanical bull, and your Lego had to stay on the mechanical bull.
Do they ever use like a glue in that show?
No, there's
No,
glue.
that's outlaw.
What's wrong with you?
What do you think?
You think they're cheating?
I'm just curious.
Okay.
Keep things like I would like. There's some Legos like if I wasn't cheap, I would get like a glue for them to keep them together and never break apart.
So that's controversial.
I do 80 episodes of a podcast with somebody, and I think I know him.
Next thing you know, he's talking about glue and Legos.
Also,
You've known him for 20 years.
Also,
This
here's the
is-
thing though. I also want to do it because the amount of time that would take would be brutal.
Right, like, are you doing it as you build?
I was thinking doing it as you build, so you can't see like the glossiness or anything on that, because you know like they have like that pink glue for
Puzzles?
puzzles. Yeah,
I know you. You'd screw that up on the third part.
I would. Do you know how long it took me to do the
First time
stickers?
you miss up a piece?
Do you know how long it took me to do the stickers on that Indiana Jones set I had? Forever. I could not
You
get
said
the
it was a lot of
stickers.
stickers too, right?
There was like 20.
50.
The stickers do not belong in Lego sets, and I fully believe that. Just print them on. It can't cost them that much more money to just put the sticker on for me or to just print it on.
I think it depends on the piece, or the element, as they're
Infuriating.
officially called.
You guys got your eyes on any Legos?
Not right now, really.
I want to get the Super Mario stuff, not the, like, play sets with, like, the goofy, like, tall Mario figure, but, like,
The block?
the N64, or the N64, as well as, is it an N64?
Yeah.
Or the NES. They have the NES with the TV,
Okay.
And you spin the crank, and Mario moves along the level.
Okay, yeah.
I want to get that, and I want to get the question mark block before they retire.
The question mark block, I saw it at Target the other day. It looks really cool, especially in person.
Because I know those are ones that'll almost certainly go up in value after they're off shelves. They also recently came out with a pretty massive Bowser build.
Yeah.
That looks pretty sick.
Oh, I did see that.
They also, I don't know if you've seen this one, Piranha Plant. For
yes.
a decent,
came out a couple weeks
decent
ago.
price, like $60, $70.
That wasn't bad. They could have really jacked the price up on that, and they didn't. But also, I'm starting to wonder if Trent is sponsored by Nintendo. Because that is a suspicious
I had to bring out the nerdiest shirt I had.
So he has
which gives him a lot of more credit
hold on.
than me and Marco.
Hold on, his
both own 3 shirts.
He's got the Nintendo shirt.
Yes.
He's gone over basically every Nintendo Lego set you can get.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a bunch of Nintendo products over here, too.
Ooh. You got me.
Was that your segue?
That was my segue, actually.
You want to
look at me doing a segue?
That's a segue. I just wasn't sure if we were ready for your segue yet.
Oh, I was.
I figure we save that for the end.
Okay, we save it for the end. Yeah.
Unsegue it.
Unsegue. Back it up, everybody. Remember when I couldn't do segues?
Oh man, someone's got to go through our old footage. Marco's segues are just the worst. Just a highlight reel.
I do remember
because we used to have a list, Trent, of like topics we'd hit, and we had to go away from it just because of what he did. It wouldn't even make any sense. I remember once we pitched an idea to prank his mom with a phone call, and so Joe on the podcast. So Joe came up with the idea that we were going to call Christy, shout out Christy, our one listener for the longest time, and he was just going to ask where the fire extinguisher was, and we were going to work our way into it. So all of a sudden, about like 9 minutes in, it was just nothing. We were just talking. All of a sudden, Marco goes, "You guys know about fires, right? Fire extinguisher. We're gonna do a prank about a fire extinguisher, right, guys? Right?" And me and Joe are just sitting here like, "Okay." So he takes out his phone. Like we didn't even set anything up. He calls his mom. He's like, "Mom, do we have a fire extinguisher?" And then she's just like, "What? I can't hear you. Hold on a second." "Oh, okay. I gotta go. I found it." Click. It was the most awkward 3 minutes between his not having a segue, the calling, and then the fact that Christy could care less.
She's come to expect it at this point. After witnessing their interactions for 15 years, I don't think she's fazed by anything that comes out of Marco's mouth.
I set the fire alarm off at least once a week, and she doesn't care.
Just the idea, she was just like...
Fire alarm?
Oh, yeah.
Or like the smoke detector?
Smoke alarm, yeah.
They have a built-in one, Trent. It really
it's like a 401 thing. It can detect carbon monoxide, too.
You also got to be careful of where Marco works now, because there's a lot of fire alarms. So he could just be grabbing them at any time. See, this is where we bounce around too much. I want to go back to Lego Dimensions real quick. I'm going to shout out just a couple of the greatest hits of their IP they have. Lego Batman movie, The Goonies, Teen Titans.
Wait, they have a Goonies one?
Wild.
Powerpuff Girl, Hermione Granger Solo, Excalibur Batman, Starfire, Buttercup. You got a problem with Hermione?
Just the entire name of it. Sorry.
What, Hermione Granger?
Solo?
Oh, well, I just don't want you to think you're getting Harry Potter and the rest of the script.
Oh, that's not the actual name. You said Solo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It looks like she comes with her ghost thing she summoned.
Oh, okay. All right, this isn't as funny anymore.
Okay, there we go. Sorry. It's been a little bit.
No, I honestly haven't watched any Harry Potter movies in, I want to say, at least 5 years.
Well, don't worry. I have the perfect Harry Potter movie for you to watch.
Fantastic Beasts?
Cursed Ham.
Oh. You haven't seen Cursed Ham, huh?
No.
Marco made his own Harry Potter movie
with my cousins when I was like 10. I found it on an old camcorder I had.
I think I might remember that, actually, from way back.
Brandon's favorite part, me eating ham for 3 minutes.
It's a 4-minute video, 3 minutes of him eating ham, and just someone yelling at him to stop eating ham.
No, so for the Lego stuff, like the Harry Potter and the Star Wars and Batman, like that's to be expected. But stuff like the Goonies, Mission Impossible,
Beetlejuice,
see, like that's crazy. Like
this
stuff that never got Lego otherwise.
Michael Knight, Knight Rider. That's an 80s show.
See, I don't even know what that is.
That's crazy. That was David Hasselhoff in the 80s. That was his 80s show.
Now, for this Lego Dimensions, is it actual sets like that you can build?
Barely. It looks like just the minifigure and one.
Usually a minifigure and then maybe a small build.
Okay.
You get Harry Potter and Lord Voldemort. Ghostbusters level pack, Adventure Time, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Adventure Time is also great. Sonic is getting Legos now, which I will say is pretty cool.
I'm intrigued. And that's an interesting team up. Does Nintendo own the Sega brand now?
Nintendo and Sega? No.
No.
I think they're getting... I know Microsoft is trying to buy
I'm sorry. Does Lego
So that was actually something we wanted to bring up. So I told Brandon that we were arguing about Nintendo.
Ooh, okay. This is friend fight one. This is where these two get into a fight, and I have to decide who's right. If we had a higher budget, there'd be a song playing right now that's like friend fight, friend fight.
Crazy graphics pop up.
Yes.
Do you want to introduce the topic?
What? How Nintendo?
Phil Spencer leaked documents.
Oh, like his leaked documents that he was trying to buy them? Yeah, so Phil Spencer, well, he didn't leak the documents, FTC leaked them.
Right.
Said that they were trying to buy Nintendo. I didn't ever actually see the actual documents, I just know they were trying to buy them. And in my personal opinion, from a business perspective, like, just pure money-wise, it would be beneficial to Nintendo, but, like, I understand why they wouldn't do it for, like, their own, like, sense of their pride and their brand, too. But I do think from an actual money perspective, it would cut down cost of making a system, because all systems are made at a loss. And then they would just pretty much purely profit off of whatever accessories they make for the consoles and the games that they make off the console. Or off the accessories they would make for the console. That's where I'm coming from on it.
And Trent, your side of the argument is?
I am firmly against the acquisition of Nintendo by Microsoft or any other company, from a business standpoint or otherwise.
I'm not for them being bought out by Microsoft and stuff, just because I think Nintendo, like, it doesn't fit into, like, normal gaming culture, I would say. But I also, like, would understand if Microsoft were to buy them out, their reasonings why they would accept it.
So yeah, and Nintendo's, like, philosophies and, like, their whole game design and everything is pretty stark contrast from Microsoft and Sony and most of the other big.
The one thing I would like to see, though, is if, say, like, one of them were to buy them out, okay, they still keep their identity with their own games, but then have Nintendo do, like, Crash Bandicoot.
Nintendo does have Crash.
Are they the developers of that?
Not developers, but I played all the Crash Bandicoot games on the Switch last year.
But that's what I'm saying is, like, make them because Crash Bandicoot is technically, like, underneath Sony's IP, right?
Is it? I'm not 100% sure.
I think it's underneath one of them. But, like, say, if Crash Bandicoot was, though, have Nintendo make that, because I feel like they could make Crash Bandicoot so much better with a Nintendo twist.
They could make a good Crash. I'm sure they could make a good Spyro, a good Jak and Daxter.
Yeah, Jak and Daxter.
But no, so he was saying that their Nintendo isn't maximizing their potential at the moment. Which I think is outrageous.
I think in terms of a money perspective, purely business, they're not maxing out. But as just a studio in general, like how they're trying to market, they're maximizing. But in terms of just purely money-based, I don't think they are.
I deferred to the numbers. Switch is the second highest selling console of all time, I believe, and will soon be the first to surpass the PS2. And if you look up the top 50 highest selling games of all time on Wikipedia, Nintendo is like half of that list.
Yeah, I still think though, like, because those console sales, obviously, like, even if it's the highest seller, it's still coming at a loss. Now, because where they're supposed to make money, I don't actually know the statistics for this. It would be
games,
games, but also
merch.
The other one, the online, paying for that. How many people on Switch are really paying online? Because I feel like that's probably vastly lower.
Probably not as much as, like, Xbox Live or PlayStation Network, PS Plus.
It's not even Xbox Live anymore.
Is it Game Pass?
Yeah, it just has Game Pass. We're just so sad.
But you never got your ass kicked, right? Like, do I even have to say it? You thought you won that?
I don't think that. I think there's a legitimate argument for both sides.
Yeah, if you're Microsoft, of course you want Nintendo.
Right.
Well, of course.
And he's coming from the perspective of, like, no disrespect when I say this, you're not really a Nintendo fan.
No,
the last time
I'm not
owned a Nintendo console or played a Nintendo game.
I just don't own Nintendo consoles because I'm too cheap. That's honestly why. So now, when I build my PC...
Somewhat fair. You can get a Switch Lights are $200 and probably even less used.
I would not want a Switch Lite, though.
I wouldn't want a Switch
Lite. Because they're super bulky, aren't they?
No, they're
I think it's just the opposite.
You know what design popped up into my head? The 2DS design.
The wedge.
Yes, that's what popped into my head.
Stop. No, that one, the 2DS was a bit of a miss for Nintendo. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
It's coming to end of life, too. They announced it the other day. The 3DS.
Yeah, so they're shutting down online.
But no, I think Nintendo should stay its own thing. For my 2 cents. My thing is, like, so Disney Plus is going to own everything in 10 years, and now all we have is Disney Plus.
And they're raising their subscription prices.
They're the Walmart of movies.
They're coming for password sharing as well.
But the worst part about them, though, is because Disney owns, like, multiple of those streaming services, they still keep them their separate entities. Like, Hulu's,
Hulu,
it's still...
yeah.
It's
They're
like
working
separate.
on merging Hulu.
Oh,
it's
are
just
they?
a really slow burn. Because for a while,
I feel like
Disney
they have
only owned
overseas.
51%.
Mm.
But now that they own Fox and Disney, so... Hulu. So anyways, that's my thing. If Nintendo joins, it's just another monopoly. And I
Right.
really don't need
Exactly.
I wouldn't...
my Mario being Master Chief.
I wouldn't want them to join.
Then we're all on the same page.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, no. Well, you want it to be owned by one company but kept separate. And I just think it bleeds into each other.
Yeah, that's true. Like, if Microsoft were to just own them, but still just keep it their separate company and just, like, fund them and stuff, and obviously be like, some games can we have over here?
So
like,
say, hypothetically, you're Nintendo. You're a small, plucky business, and everyone enjoys it, Nintendo. You join a bigger corporation, you end up taking on their values, their morals, and things just bleed together after a merger. And usually the bigger entity wins.
Yeah.
And the second Master Chief and Mario become too similar, we've all lost.
that could never happen.
I wouldn't want Phil Spencer making executive decisions on Nintendo's behalf.
This is a dumb question.
I don't know, to be
Rockstar? Where does Rockstar video games fall?
Are they like just a third-party developer?
Rockstar is actually technically affiliated with Sony, but they're affiliated, but but Sony does nothing for them. They just completely operate under their own. Sony does fund them a little bit of money, I'm pretty sure.
Because almost none of the Rockstar stuff is exclusive on any particular console, is it?
No,
that's what I was thinking, because you can buy it almost instantly as soon as it comes out. You can buy all.
And Rockstar doesn't want to fully be exclusive somewhere because they make so much money off of their games somehow.
But Rockstar used to be punk rock. It used to be like outside the establishment, and I'm pretty sure they got sold to a bigger corporation a few years ago. So you still have the name, but I think that's what we need is more of the, sorry for lack of a better term, the punk rock third party things that are just different.
Yeah.
I don't need more of the same. I'm not as big of a gamer as you two are, but I mean, I still enjoy it.
I'm just shocked in a way though that.
Are you flabbergasted at whatever you're going to say?
Oh no,
How shocked are you?
I am shocked that like I know why Nintendo has their own.
Are
console.
you also appalled or just shocked?
Appalled?
Okay.
I'm surprised that they haven't made some of their games more accessible to other devices.
See, and that was another part of the debate is they never dropped the prices of their games. Like You'll see Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for $60, however many years later.
Yeah.
My favorite people still buy it.
My favorite is the sale for $5 off.
Yeah.
You get
That's
sale.
the best you're getting, and that'll come 2 years after it releases.
The only games that are in the $30 range are the ones that tanked, and it's still $40.
But I think like I could be wrong, but I think like if say like a game is on Steam, I don't think Steam can just do a sale without like getting the publisher's permission either.
I'm sure that's the case.
So they could still do their sale, like their $5 sales if they wanted whenever they do them.
I will give Switch a lot of credit when they do the re-releases of old games. That caps at 30.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got like 10 Star Wars games for like $30. They're almost unplayable, but
yeah. So those are pretty much just direct ports.
Yeah.
Wait, why are they unplayable?
Oh, they're just not what we thought they were.
Oh.
Once the nostalgia of the first couple laps of Tatooine.
You got pod racing?
I made it to one race, and I was like, I can't do this again.
But Nintendo's been putting in work with the remasters and the
Crash Bandicoot was awesome. Tomb Raider's coming
out. Super ecstatic. I still can't believe it's coming. Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door.
Crazy.
That was one of my favorite games for the GameCube.
I'm just stoked at this stuff.
They're doing the Mario versus Donkey Kong. I want to say that's a remaster.
And then they have the psychedelic one, Wonder.
That's coming in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, dude. 2 weeks from tomorrow. So Mario Wonder comes out that day, and so does Spider-Man 2.
Which one are you going with?
Both.
Really? You're just locking in. So it's a Thursday. You're just taking Friday off and just not coming out.
I might have to.
Trent's going to keep his phone on Do Not Disturb.
I got the collector's edition of Spider-Man 2 on pre-order.
Is that
coming with 19 inches of Venom.
19 inches of Venom.
What is that?
There's a statue.
It comes with a statue.
Oh, okay.
Of Venom with both Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and Miles Morales fighting Venom. And they put out a tweet about it, talking about secure your 19 inches of Venom, because it's like a 19-inch statue. It also comes with a steel.
Dave, did you read this tweet before you let it out? Yeah, it's great. Why? It's a statue. It's 19
inches. That became a whole viral thing, and actually, the voice actor who plays Spider-Man, Yuri Lowenthal, they had asked him like, "Oh, are you going to pick up your own copy, or did they like provide you with a copy?" He said, "Oh, I'm picking up my own." He said, I couldn't miss out on those 19 inches of Venom. So I'm excited for that. It comes with a steelbook as well. I love my steelbooks.
That's right.
I missed out on the steelbook for the first Spider-Man game, regrettably
Really?
so. And that resells for a pretty penny on the secondary market.
I want to
say more than
video games.
you would pay for the game. Game steelbooks can be hit or miss. It's what got me into steelbooks in the first place.
Really, what was your first one?
MLB The Show, I want to say.
Okay.
Because they do a special collector's edition every year.
Are you keeping up with that or no?
I was. There's only 1 year that I've missed since 2014.
Mm-hmm.
They started out pretty basic with just one of them was just a baseball print with the seams. One of them was a home plate.
Mm-hmm.
But they've gotten pretty crazy in the past couple of years. They did a super cool one with Shohei Ohtani, showing him powered up with flames and shit all around it. And there was a really cool one. As much as I'm not a Yankees fan, Derek Jeter was on the one last year, and it had
which is interesting because he had already retired a couple years at that point.
That's what they do though.
That one had a Yankees logo projected into the sky like a bat symbol, basically.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm just happy they're doing it, and if people are enjoying it. Marco's a big Trevor Bauer fan, so.
Hey, he got off his charges.
Marco's pushing really for MLB The Show 25 for him.
He got off his charges and he was set up.
I feel we didn't do a good job introducing Trent, but people are gonna have to catch up because I just it hit me right now. It's like, oh, we know this stuff about Trent. They'll learn.
Yeah, they'll learn.
Trent, you were telling me about the Kobe Bryant steelbook. Did that ever come out?
Yeah, so I got the Kobe one. I didn't actually get the game that came with that. I bought the steelbook just the case after the fact on
third
eBay.
party?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also one.
Did you I don't know how to say it. Did that person get their money back for the game and the case, or did it was like?
I actually didn't buy it on eBay. They were selling just the case on its own at Best Buy.
Hilarious.
That's so weird.
So a lot of times with game steelbooks, the game will come in its own plastic case like normal, and the steelbook case is just an add-on.
Yeah.
That's usually a pre-order bonus or whatever. But a lot of the times they end up with overstock. And they'll sell the empty cases on their own. I did that for NBA 2K. I did that for Borderlands as well. Picked up the empty steelbook, and they'll sell them for $5.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. I think we wrap this up. We'll do this, wrap it up, and then we'll hit a bonus time. And that way it just makes it easier for us when we're editing it. Because otherwise, no one, it says an hour and a half, everyone's.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, guys. We've been nerds in the gym. Any last thoughts, Trent? The only way we sign off is we find our own way to say bye. So I'll go, then Marco, then you, all right? No, reverse it. Reverse it. Marco, you go first, then Trent, then me.
Hallelujah.
Have a good night, folks.
All right. Peace.